Warm, creamy, rich, and at its best, something unforgettable. Today we're diving into Boston, one of America's great chowder cities, to explore what makes a top-tier New England clam chowder, and to visit 8 outstanding spots where it's done right. Charlestown's Warren Tavern isn't just a place to eat, it's a piece of American history. Opened in 1780, it's one of Massachusetts' oldest taverns, once frequented by Paul Revere and George Washington. Inside, low wooden beams and the crackle of the fireplace set the tone for something timeless. Their clam chowder fits right in, creamy, classic, and deeply comforting. The clams are chopped generously, the potatoes tender but never mushy, and the broth carries that perfect saltiness from bacon rendered just right. You can taste the simplicity of early New England cooking, straightforward, hearty, and satisfying. Served with oyster crackers and a slice of bread, it feels like stepping into the city's past, spoon in hand. Prices hover around $8 to $10 for a full serving, making it one of the best traditional bowls in the city. If Boston has a seafood temple, it's Neptune Oyster. Tucked into the narrow streets of the North End, this tiny spot has earned national fame, and its chowder proves why. They use fresh, well-fleet clams, known for their sweetness and clean ocean flavor. Each batch starts with salt pork and thyme slowly cooked to release their fragrance before cream and clam liquor are added. The result is layered, smoky, herbal, and slightly briny. Every spoonful feels alive. The broth isn't gluey or heavy. It's just thick enough to cling to the spoon. Sit at the counter, order a bowl with a side of warm, crusty bread, and listen to the chatter of tourists and locals alike. It's a perfect Boston moment. Expect to pay about $12, but you're paying for one of the most talked about chowders in town. Across the river in Cambridge, Row 34 brings precision and polish to New England comfort. The restaurant feels modern, exposed brick, buzzing bar, and a steady rhythm of shucking oysters in the background. Their chowder reflects that same craftsmanship. It begins with smoked bacon cooked low until crisp, followed by onions and celery that slowly caramelize before cream and clam broth join in. The result is silky but full of texture, with cubes of potato and pieces of fresh clam scattered throughout. Every bite is smoky, savory, and balanced by a hit of herbal freshness from bay leaves and parsley. A crunchy, house-made saltine cracker sits on top, ready to break and stir in. At $14, it's one of the most refined chowders you'll find, without stepping into fine dining. In Boston's Back Bay, the Banks blends elegance with tradition. This is the kind of place where chowder gets dressed up, but not at the cost of authenticity. The base starts with the essentials, diced potatoes, chopped clams, and bacon, but then it levels up with Berkshire pork belly and a swirl of bright green herb oil. The result is visually stunning and full of flavor depth. Each spoon hits differently. First the cream and sea, then a burst of smoky pork richness, then a lift of freshness from chives and herbs. The chowder feels alive, like the ocean meeting the garden, served in a white ceramic bowl with a toasted baguette on the side. It's as beautiful as it is comforting. It's priced around $15. Not cheap, but it feels like a complete experience, not just a soup. In Dorchester, South Bay, the Pearl brings chowder back to its working-class roots, hearty, thick, and built for comfort. The dining room feels casual and welcoming, with the smell of seafood and butter hanging in the air. Their chowder doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. Instead, it perfects it. The clams are plentiful, the potatoes soft but structured, and the broth achieves that elusive, creamy texture that warms you to your bones. It's seasoned just right, with enough pepper to give it life but never to overwhelm. It's the perfect locals chowder, honest and unpretentious. A bowl runs around $10, and it might be the best comfort per dollar ratio in all of Boston. Overlooking the Boston waterfront, Legal Harborside delivers the city's most iconic clam chowder, the same recipe that's been served at several presidential inaugurations. The interior is sleek and filled with natural light bouncing off the harbor, setting the mood for something special. The chowder here is textbook perfection, pale ivory in color, silky in texture, and subtly smoky from the bacon base. The clams are chopped fine, the potatoes diced evenly, and the cream hits that Goldilocks balance, rich but not heavy. There's a sense of precision to it, like every batch is made to represent Boston itself. Order it with a view of the docks and a glass of white wine, and you'll understand why presidents request it. Prices land between $12 and $14 depending on portion, a fair trade for a true Boston institution. Eventide Fenway, a Boston offshoot of the Portland, Maine original, reimagines chowder with a modern twist that still honors the old ways. Their version starts with salt pork, a nod to tradition, but layers in buttery richness and a smooth, milky base that feels lighter than most. The clams are ultra fresh, and the broth captures their ocean sweetness without being briny. Instead of the heavy, stew-like texture some versions have, Eventide's chowder leans delicate, almost airy, but still deeply flavorful. The saltines come toasted and perfectly seasoned, adding that crunch and nostalgia every good chowder needs. It's chowder for people who want something classic yet new, familiar but surprising. It usually goes for around $13, and it's one of the best examples of New England's evolving seafood scene. Back Bay's Salty Girl closes our chowder tour on a luxurious note. This chic seafood bar is known for its tinned fish, lobster rolls, and beautiful plating, and their clam chowder fits right in. The base is luscious and buttery, but what makes it shine are the toppings. In-house cured pork belly and a handful of crispy fried clams that sit on top like jewels. The combination gives you three experiences in one bite: creamy, smoky, and crisp. Each spoonful carries a contrast of textures: soft potatoes, chewy clams, and that golden crunch. The presentation alone feels like fine dining, and at about $16 a bowl, it delivers on every promise. 8 bowls, 8 stories, one city that does chowder better than anyone. From old taverns to modern seafood bars, Boston's flavor runs deep, rich, warm, and full of history. So, which one would you try first? Let us know below. And as always, thanks for watching.
All World. Live like a local.